Hello, everybody. Welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 14. We are starting our freshman year. I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
Respect.
Oh, sadly. You know what? She was one of those people who could effortlessly belt. Like, you looked at her, and she didn't look like she was struggling, but rest in peace. Rest in peace, Aretha. It's a tongue twister, and anyway, Steve, what are we going to be starting out the day with today?
Live from Florida, it's Funky Buddha Brewing Company. Wide awake, it's morning. Imperial Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. And it smells the part.
Well, it's got a
pig in a coffee cup.
and a crown.
Yes.
Pig wearing a crown in a coffee cup, pouring maple syrup in the coffee cup. So how about let's stop talking about it. Let's start drinking about it. Let's see.
We're terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to enjoy this. We better drink it all for you.
Yes, I believe it's just going to go down to Total Wine and just buy the rest of the bottles, even though it was, let's see. It doesn't have the price on it. I'm pretty sure it was like $17, and I don't regret anything. Got a couple of extra stuff from there too. Got some more stuff we're going to talk about too. But Steve, what's new and exciting in the world of Steve Nicks?
Fallen trees.
But were you around? Were you around to hear it?
No.
Were they screaming?
No, Mark. And again and again and again. Yeah, so after our recent batch of storms, I haven't been able to mow for about a month. So last Saturday, went out to the yard to go pick up sticks and found one way bigger than I bargained for. I'm guessing a 35-footer. It had grazed the shrubbery, but the tree was unscathed, so no harm, no foul. But hey, if a tree falls in your yard and it's a rental, am I still responsible for it? Is that sound advice? Nope, super.
You could have just called Thomas over, and Thomas would be happy to help you dispatch the tree, but you've already done it, haven't you?
No, it's been a lousy week for that, and next week's even worse.
Yikes. So what's going on next week?
Just lots of work.
Gross.
Yep.
I think we should just quit our jobs.
Yeah. I think it's going to take me losing a limb to actually be able to do that.
We can arrange that. Thomas does have that chainsaw.
Yeah, go on.
2 birds, 1 stone, buddy.
Have I told you how much I enjoyed playing Doom back in the day?
That was one thing I never played.
Fix that.
I think we should.
It's like, I think, this old computer, I can still run it.
Sweet. Well, the cabin trip will be coming up soon, so.
Also, yes.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a blast.
That's what we're going to do. Run off to the woods to go play video games.
And get in a hot tub.
We could do it now, but hey, we got shit to talk about.
All the video games, grilling out, drinking beer. Like, we could pretty much do all that here, but it's not in a cabin in the woods, man.
No.
It's totally different.
Never saw that, have no strong desire to.
You know, Thomas doesn't even care if it has a house attached to it, as long as it has a hot tub. The only thing that boy cares about is a hot tub. And by the way, Thomas's
bad idea.
Thomas's update on the No Die Gorgeous release, and he said it wasn't as good as it was last year. So Steve and I must investigate that. Probably not anytime soon, but especially he's got.
I think today's a bit shot.
He's got. Well, even if it were today,
familial obligations.
Yeah, that happens when you're practically married, buddy.
Yep.
And it only gets better or worse depending on which way you want to look at that.
Better.
I got to tell you,
I like all hers, all her. I like all her family, and my family seems to like her. So, and they seem to like us as well. So, yeah, that's not going too bad.
You don't just date the person; you date the entire family. So it's good.
They'd never tell you on Match.com.
That would be a really awkward first date. And expensive.
Ancestry.
I need to do that. I want to find out if I have any
illegitimate aunts
or brothers or sisters, which all of those are possible anyway. I do need to. How much? What didn't they?
It's the normal price is $100, but at any given time they've got a discount. 60 is about as cheap as it gets.
Yeah,
and it's really strange seeing emails from them saying like Ancestry is now $60. Like, I already did it. You don't have to advertise to me. Oh, so that I can do this to you now. Not a sponsor. And at least until further notice, they're not the ones selling your DNA, unlike 23andYou.
Forever 23andYou. They also sell shirts.
What now, Michael Jordan?
I do need to do it. I need to find out because I'm pretty sure I'm just white. I think I'm just boring ass like English white.
You can't be fancy a third Scandinavian like yours truly.
Which third of you is Scandinavian? The third that likes Volvos?
Sure.
That's gotta be.
Yeah. My first two cars, what?
That's true. Oh, DeMuro's new video on the Volvo XC40. That's a cool looking car. It's
The Volvo CRV?
a cute ute, yeah. But it's really neat, and you have the option for the two-tone paint. Which, hello, Malaise era Blazers. And a lot of
the car that replaced the Volvos briefly, that became my sister's first car, was a two-tone blue 84 Blazer. By the way, don't get one of those.
Nah. Column shift, though.
Yeah, an automatic, but yes, at least an automatic where it should be.
True. The XC40,
In the dumpster.
You can get a black top or a white roof with certain colors. And
That's a weird-looking Mini Cooper.
And the R models have the orange carpet. It's cool as fuck. It's so cool. I'm so glad that car makers are doing. No, it's really neat. Like so,
that seems very 70s Volvo of them because they had some wild ideas back in the day, like the old P1800s.
Yeah. Although when Sweden goes quirky, I really like Swedish quirky because the Saab Sonnet is beautiful. I'd like to have one and then like motor swap it back on the motor swap.
You don't want to drive a chainsaw?
I'm not saying I don't want to drive a chainsaw, but
I mean, Husqvarna is now selling motorcycles.
Are you?
I'm not kidding.
Why?
I need to check my Fighter Outlaw about these.
There can't be that much of a demand for another motorcycle brand.
Well, it's not like it's going to have an air conditioner to break, unlike Volvos of pre 1995.
That's a good looking car.
It's a good looking CRV. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go interior with it and see if we can find the orange because DeMuro went on and on and on.
Can you get moose leather? Tell me you can get moose leather.
Is moose leather a thing?
Why wouldn't it be? They're the size of a cow.
And quite a bit hornier. There we go. I told you. Orange carpet. Isn't that really boss?
I'd say it's like baseball brown, but baseball glove brown. But yeah, that's pretty cool because
there's a better.
Nothing has that. That's more reddish orangish. Cool.
Yes, very, very, very neat.
Too bad all their transmissions died in 05.
True. But it actually, that one starts at, who the fuck is calling me? That one starts at 34. So it's actually fairly reasonably priced.
So if I finance it over 10 years, I could afford it.
They do 8 year? They do 8 year financing now.
Kaylin's currently car shopping for her next thing or looking to buy out her extant CRV, and that's been entertaining. Like trying to figure out, all right, how do you still do this for under $250 a month? Because meanwhile, the mileage restriction is going to be surpassed in a hurry, and maybe it's due back in November, maybe it's due back in February. We're currently in the middle of August, and she's got about 2,000 miles to go before she gets nickeled and dimed to death.
And that commute is significantly higher than it used to be.
It's comparable. It's not like mine. I went from 15 to 25 one way.
Yeah,
But I don't care what the mileage is on it. Either way, I've still had to gas up the car every 6 days.
Yeah, well, you're in a quieter neighborhood,
Yes.
and you're with. I'm sure we both like
surrounded
Adam.
by trees and dogs.
We both
Yes.
like Adam, but Adam's not as cuddly. I assume. But you did live together. But you did live with me too.
It's funny because had I not moved in with you when I did, that was second on the list.
Yeah.
I could have been there earlier and or longer.
But there was
Don't know if that meant that
significantly
my shit would have gotten stolen any sooner.
true. Well, there was significantly more pussy at my house.
Cats wise.
Yes. So really, the only male that you've lived with not named Adam was Gray.
For 3 odd years at a time, yes. At least for, more than a semester or a year at a time, yes.
Jeez. You were in an Adam sandwich. So
Adam and Stephen Adam.
it is Adam and Stephen. I really think Funky Buddha should open up a brewery in North Carolina, and I think they should open it in Mint Hill. I'm biased. Steve is too, but hey, they're all going to Plaza Midwood and Noda. There's only but so much land down there. Land you would want to put a brewery in, because then you run into, I'm not going to say any names, but their name rhymes with glued trays. But it's in a weird part of town.
Blu-rays, HD DVDs, laser discs.
All of that.
Yes, West Side Brewing Company.
Yeah.
So how fast can you run after a few of these?
As long as you run faster than your friend, that's really all that matters.
Yep, it doesn't matter if you can run faster than a bear. Just run faster than the slowest guy running from the bear.
Yep. How much do you like your camping mate? So while we're on North Carolina, or while we're on beer in general,
is Barkwing Duck still kaput? Or they're gonna close the tap room, but I never saw any of their product outside of their tap room. That's not good.
Yeah, they said they're going to focus on distribution, is what the Facebook page said. But like you said,
they need a new camera apparently.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
Drive a different Ford. I don't know what's going on here. I'm afraid that duck's not hatching.
And I'm afraid, Bane is definitely gone. Duck's gone. The beer was decent, and it was very experimental, but...
What was it the day we picked up your Jeep that we went to that? 5 years ago? Wasn't it, or we went to Asheville and then came back?
We went to Asheville and came back, yeah.
Because we almost got ran over by another Jeep.
Well, it was a Grand Cherokee. So.
Yeah. Great. Bigger thing to run us over.
Yeah, we drank them out of beer. That goddamn is good. We drank them out of beer. Well, the thing, too, is the beers were decent enough, but, the first location was garbage, and then the second location was bigger, but still garbage.
Yeah, it was security through obscurity at the first one, and it never even made it to the second one. It's like, oh, they're going to be a thing? No, you're not.
No.
I mean, not like I'm not going to move to this side of town and county, whatever.
Well, you can't focus on distribution if you never did it in the first place. From where I'm sitting, it wasn't in restaurants or grocery stores or convenience stores or anything.
And it's only recently I've seen Heist outside of Heist.
I still haven't. Where did you find it?
Pretty sure the Saucer finally had it once upon a time, and
yes,
that said, try one of their IPAs. That they've got a series of these that taste about the same at 7, 7.3, 7.7, 8.3%. So, do you want to get drunk or drunker?
Yeah.
In the meantime, enjoy the Citriquential.
So, since it's August, let's talk about Oktoberfest beers and pumpkin beers, because they're all coming out anyway.
Make it to Oktoberfest. I'll be coming back from the beach that day, and I'm not going to be in that big a hurry.
I still have not been to an Oktoberfest.
How's your September 29th looking?
Let me look at the calendar. I'm pretty sure I'm playing that day.
Get slammered by day and play by night. That'll be fun.
Trust me. No, I've already done that.
Get an Uber XL to carry me and my guitar to the venue.
I don't have a gig that day, but I'm still probably not going, because how much does it cost?
Sufficient. $40-50.
I don't think I'm going to drink $50 worth of beer.
You should believe in yourself more.
I can buy $50 worth of beer. I just don't think, even at Saucer, on the most expensive day, if you drink 4, it's still only $30 max. So
their bottle prices are atrocious.
They are. By the way,
they're listening, Saucer, because I'm doing this as hard as I can.
I got your invite, so I guess we need to hand in our papers. Is Mac
I don't know. We need to touch base with him regarding anything, because hey, we're out of time.
All right. Well, I'll text Mac right now. So, for those of you in the know, we're about to have a plate party, and if we don't invite you, you can't come.
If you're listening to this, you might be there, and if Not well. Maybe the next one.
Well, there will, and pending one of our deaths, there will be a next one.
Yes.
Mac, okay, September 1st, plate party on question mark. All right. Oh, I'm pretty sure Tyler's not coming because Tyler's never going to have that plate party.
He should just get a gift card instead.
I'm sure that can be arranged. And we've been, at least we've been seeing more of him lately. I just figure baby steps. We might not be able to get that party, but we'll see him a little bit, and then we'll go out other places a little bit.
John is walking.
Every time I see him, how's being a daddy? It's all right. Well, you better get used to it. Because
Let's get our 17 years.
Because this late term abortion is kind of frowned upon. There's a little bit left. That's the bun.
Fix that.
Yes. We got plenty of goods today. I'm supplying the beer because Steve supplied the most delicious cheap wings I think I've ever had in my entire life. So, Steve, tell them about the cheap wings.
Thanks, Costco. So any given day there, you've got your choice of rotisserie chicken, barbecue ribs, or mesquite wings served up in the deli area that are on the hot bar. They're $10 a pound. So picking up about powder wings yields you about 20 of them, and they are fan-bloody-tastic. So last week, hey, let's meet up at the bar. Cool, I'm at Costco. Well, let me throw this in the basket, and the rest of they say is history. They were delicious, and there will be more of them.
Yes.
If we like them anymore, we'd grow feathers ourselves.
What about rotisserie wings?
Go on.
That sounds good.
Yes. For $5, you can get a rotisserie chicken there. And, you typically have that clamshell that a rotisserie chicken comes in.
Yep.
This chicken occupies a good bit more of that space than your average chicken does.
They're pretty generous. Now,
Yeah.
At the old Shitty Kitty, they have two sizes of birds, the big and small. I think the big one's $7.99, the small one's $5.99, but still a pretty good sized bird. And we've been having the local flavor or local
chicken flavored
seasonal flavors. Like they had margarita, lime, chicken. One was a bruschetta chicken. The other one was rosemary garlic. We've been having some different ones. So,
do you serve that with eggs so it becomes Rosemary's baby chicken?
What was it? A battered chicken breast was like, let me dip you in your child.
Yes.
I don't think that's acceptable in any other thing but food. By the way, what was Rosemary's Baby about?
The baby's a devil.
Oh, my kind of movie. All right. Rosemary's Baby. Let's see. All right, so Steve and I love beer, and we love the fall. And some people really hate the pumpkin and Oktoberfest, or mostly the pumpkin beers. The Oktoberfest beers everybody kind of likes. I think the pumpkin beer gets unnecessary amount of hate. What say you? From beer aficionados, snob.
You like what you like. Funny thing is, a lot of these quote-unquote pumpkin beers are simply these spices that go, say, in a pumpkin pie. All right, so you don't like flavors in your beer. Whereas a pumpkin-flavored beer is probably going to be pretty underwhelming. Do you want a squash beer? Do you want a zucchini beer? Do you want an eggplant beer? Your face says no.
You don't want a butternut squash beer? Spaghetti squash beer.
Sounds kind of stringy.
Beer noodles? I've never had spaghetti squash, but everybody says it tastes like blind taste test tastes just like spaghetti.
Now that you say that, I don't know. I have to totally try it.
Mac was a little bit. Hey, have you talked to the managers about it yet? I feel like they need some lead time to get the plates ready. I haven't got 200. Just need to know. He's like at 197. I was like, yeah, you'll be fine, man.
Better go now, boy.
All right, we'll put him on. We'll put you on our paper
Event thingy
when we hand it in.
I always see that I use an arcade board for the background.
Yes.
The game is Tapper from 1983, where you are a bartender and you have to sling beers as quickly as possible. If I recall correctly, the Nintendo release was Root Beer Tapper because the early Nintendo was very cautious with their family-friendly image. All bets are off once Mortal Kombat 2 and Mad World came around. Mad World in particular, that was amazing. That was Sin City meets Itchy and Scratchy meets the Running Man for the most outrageously violent video game I have ever played. Where you are a chainsaw-wielding maniac pitted against others. Where the game's in black and white, except for the blood splats.
You know what? I think I'm just going to call Mac because he's had too many questions. So we keep taking calls and giving calls out here. He's still got to think of his quote. Not this Monday, but next. You know what? I'm calling Mac. This is too much trouble. I can't do two things at once.
And yet you are.
Well, I can't. I don't like it.
Hello.
Hey, Mac. This is just easier to do. We're recording episode 14, so you're going to be on episode 14. How's it going?
You are off the air.
Hi. It's going well. What's up, guys?
Not much. Hey, we're going to hand in our papers next Monday, but you can pretty much hand it in, any time before as long as I have time to print that little paper, it should be fine.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm sitting at like 196 or something like that. So.
Oh, yeah.
So you better go twice then.
Steve said you better go twice.
Actually, thrice.
Thrice now.
Two for the beers, one for the paper.
That's all right. Imagine how it feels knowing you're going through the phone, which is going through the microphone and into my interface right now.
Oh, I could dig it. All right.
Well,
nice.
There's a heads up, and they'll be fine with it. It's still over 2 weeks away, so if I have to, I can stop by tomorrow and say, hey, we're gonna have a 4-way plate party. So, it should be. It's fine. Steve and I have paid somebody's salary there by now, so they play ball with us, especially Chris.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I've contributed a good amount as well. This is my second plate, so I think I did a calculation. The first plate cost me $2,000 at least, and I got that first one done. I wanted to get it done before I was 22. I did it for my 21st year, and I got it done in like 8 months. So, yeah, busted that one out real quick. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, man.
Me too, man.
Dope.
Well, we'll let you go, and
all right.
So have a good one. And Steve, say
Y'all
bye.
Enjoy.
Bye, Maximum Kramer.
See you, buddy.
All right, later, buddy. All right, now we got that taken care of, and here's a text from Emily. Traffic equals nightmare. Home whenever. Love you, dear. Happy 32nd birthday to Emily Latowski Holt from yesterday. One-handed clap. Back to, I was going to say back to pumpkin beer, but I looked down at my set. It says Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Beer. Beerby? Rosemary's Beerby.
I'm pretty sure I had something like that. Speaking of flavors and beers.
I feel like it should be made in Siler City. Devil's Tramping Ground.
I didn't remember where they kept that. I remember being really fascinated with that, like, in the 3rd grade.
I kind of want to go. I still have the Ghosts of the Carolinas book in the master book.
I think the Ghosts of the Carolinas book is going to be wherever the hell it wants to be.
Probably. So back to the
ebook just to make my tablet just kind of wander off.
Well, the pumpkin beers, like with the. All right, anytime you tell people you're like a craft beer person, they automatically assume you're a hipster neckbeard that doesn't like pumpkin beers. No, we don't have neck beard. Well, I'm working on it, but I have a rest of a beard too.
I shaved.
I didn't shave my beard, but I like the pumpkin beers. I don't necessarily view it like I would like the pumpkin spice latte craze of Ugg boot wearing, legging wearing, basic white chick. I don't view it the same way. There's more parity, I'll say. Talking bird. I think I'm just going to call it Talking Bird from now on. There's more Talking Bird here. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, well, thing is at Starbucks, the personal seat license is that one thing from that one place versus all the different breweries making their different pumpkin stuff. So, this one's going to be more cinnamony or more nutmeggy or more like a squish, whatever. That said, Southern Tier is nailing it with their pair, the Pumpkin and the Warlock.
We need to mix them. Pump Lock? The War King.
Pump, lock, and drop it.
That or the War King. Have you had the cold pressed coffee Pumpkin?
No, but I think I like it already.
You do. I'm been looking at it at Total Wine. Every time I stop by on the border, which is right there at Total Wine on Providence, I go in there hoping I see the cold pressed coffee. Shout out to Andy, the bartender. He's cool as fuck. He might be going Sunday
So which
with us.
200th of the horse does he have? One of the hooves?
The back left horseshoe. When it's attached.
Sounds lucky.
So, yeah, I think
Just like the bottle cap said.
Yes. I think
So our Funky Buddha has something printed on the inside. It says, "Lucky you." Well.
Well, shut my mouth and paint me red.
Oddly enough, Lucky Yes was just on Doug Loves Movies.
Is that still an acid trip?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, so get really hammered and listen to people talk about movies ostensibly and just have a good time. So you can too.
Well, we get hammered and we're no better. We're less famous, but we're no better.
I didn't realize it's something to strive to be better than.
I think Southern Tier does my favorite. Well, they do the best dessert beers.
I'm not aiming
anyway.
for the title of most productive stoner. I'm just trying to be productive.
We're not
productive
even
drunk, maybe.
We're not even stoners though. We don't have an excuse. We're very considering your schedule and my busyness. I'd say we're fairly productive people.
That said, this second Lennon Tower is never getting built.
Are they Stalin?
I've been.
I think Southern
I
Tier.
really messed up because I bought them when they were $50 instead of waiting for them to drop in price to $35. Damn it, Aldi.
I think Southern Tier does my favorite pump. I think Pumpkin is very high up on the list of those.
Well, back in the day, what was the lesser bar next to Wine Vault before it became Whatchamacallits?
Yeah. Bad Dog.
Bad Dog No Cookie. Back when they had the gourmet beer towers, the Pumpkintoberfest was a magnificent mix.
That was. And remember, they quit doing it, but when we came in, they did it for us because we spent so much money there.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, so it's like a gallon of beer in tower form. So do half of this and half of that. And that mixed very well. Fall is my favorite time for beer.
That was the good old days. Well, that was when you could. All right, so in hours' notice, you could rustle up a group of 6 or 8 people to go out drinking with you. Now it takes like a 2-year wait.
It's a couple of weeks out, but hey, I've got a birthday or a thing and stuff, and oh, by the way, yeah, we're getting together at the bar. Come join us.
Yes, and then you have to check your calendar, and so has fucking ballet and all that shit. We don't have to do ballet. Well, we don't have any children that do ballet. The cats should do ballet.
I did that yesterday. I got $20 off a guy in F-250.
That's valet.
Shit.
Unless you danced out to his car. That'd be cool.
Depends on how you view my running.
Well, you should open up your own business and call it Valet Total Fitness. Instead of,
Okay.
Yep. Are we ready to crack open number dose?
I'm out.
I'm
You're not far off.
I'm about to be. So do we want to rinse out, or I don't fucking care. Do you?
No.
No, because I'm thinking that little drop you
Let
got.
the flavors build.
It's not gonna. It's like an iron skillet.
That was the truck stop that Colin's old car broke down. Prior to him having the Mustang, he had his grandfather's '85 Buick Century.
Those
Speaking of two tones, it was brown and beige, and that thing was a beast.
Brown,
and funny thing, mid '80s GM.
Yeah.
Like put key in, turn key, take key out of ignition. They were trendsetters, man.
Oh yes.
And then it had like that larger portion around the key ignition, so you could turn the car off without the key in it, or without a flathead screwdriver.
All right, so we have another stout, bourbon ale, and the Doppelbock. So that one was a porter. So I guess it doesn't matter which one we pour in there. I was kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit.
A good one.
Well, we already got all those. I'm gonna go Kentucky bourbon ale because that's gonna be completely different. Because this is just imperial. It's not bourbon aged.
This is Florida bourbon ale.
Flurbin. Actually, Florida bourbon is fan-fucking-tastic, and I need to go back to St. Augustine.
Couldn't tell you, but the Savannah 88 didn't suck.
Yeah, you could. Remember, we had, I brought last year when Emily and I went to St. Augustine, I brought back the St. Augustine bourbon, and we all had it.
Yeah. But when I was in Savannah 3 months ago, I picked up Savannah 88 and gave that to Kellen for her birthday. And,
nice.
That stuff was awesome.
I got Emily her second part of her present today since I couldn't take her horseback riding, since every stable in the Charlotte metro area decided they didn't want my money. So I called 3 different ones, left them messages, and nobody called me back. So I was like, well, fuck it. A, I didn't want to go anyway, and 2, fuck you, I'm not going to try if you don't want my money. So I bought us tickets to Breaking Benjamin on August the 3rd, or August 3rd. That was retroactive. October the 3rd. So, thank you.
Split the difference. Turo Mustang.
By the way, because I don't want to be on the lawn, I bought the closer seats, 20 rows back. 3 tickets. I bought one for Toby out of default because every time I go to a concert, he goes with me.
Don't go see the band Default.
I like 2 songs by them.
I can name one.
Wasting My Time. What about Deny?
I can't deny what I don't know.
Oh, well, 3 tickets, $210. Yeah. Well, I've always wanted to see them. And cheers, we've cracked open the next one. Fuck yes.
I would not kick this horse head out of my bed.
So, Steve, what are we drinking right now?
Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale.
Shout out to Andy. Andy's got a horse. There's a horse on the bottle, and his horse lives in Kentucky. Tell us a little more about it.
This is really baffling when you said, yeah, I have Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. Like, what's that? Because I didn't realize that's simply the name of the beer.
You mean it's Baffering. Bob Baffer, the famous horse trainer. Oh. Never mind.
If there's not a dollop episode about it, I can't help you.
Sour cream?
Our podcast is sheer bullshit. Their podcast is American history with a lot of what the fuckery. It's awesome.
I need to get in touch with that.
Yes, you do.
So tell us more about the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale.
Government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects.
Well, what about in the water for the Sturgeon General?
Brewed and bottled by Altex Lexington Brewing Co., Lexington, Kentucky, 12 fluid ounces. Alcohol by volume, 8.19%.
Hell yes.
Show-offs getting to the hundredths digit. Visit KentuckyAle.com for the story behind our microbrewery.
We need to go. Guys trip.
Look at the middle of state. That's a bit of a haul.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
We still need to do a guys trip to Nashville. How about we just
split the differences, go to Lexington, North Carolina, and get some barbecue? Because that's an hour instead of 8.
As long as they let us drink that while we're there, it's fine. Or we could go to Lexington, South Carolina, where there's nothing. Or Lexington, Virginia. Or Lexington, West Virginia.
Got family in Lexvav.
We
have to go to the Red Hen.
There's a Lexington. Oh.
Well, folks showed us up there, and I forgot to ask them if they went. So stay tuned for Rep 15 when I find if Debbie went.
I've got my doubts, but...
Hey, she made the joke before I could.
I told you about the Neon Cowboy, didn't I?
No.
Okay.
Is that akin to the titty twister?
Well, let's just say that there used to be. I don't even know if it's there anymore since it's been a good... What year is it? 2018?
So the neon sign's been around for 98 years now.
It's been a good 10 years since I've been to Macon. Georgia, but there used to be a gas station / strip club. So what it did, the gas station closed at like 7 because it's Bibb County, Georgia, and there's nothing else to do. And then a couple hours later, the building that was attached kind of out back turned into a strip club. And it
then becomes Wet Nap County.
Yuck. Well, let's just say, if you're hungry, you'll be thinking Arby's after you leave this fucking place. It's disgusting.
Was it just me and bad taste that I found it really funny when Arby's announced they were serving fish?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The card about punched me the other day for that one.
By the way, I don't know what anybody is talking about when they say fish, because I've never had a bad experience. I can only feel sorry for the poor soul who has had a bad experience with that. But so all my experience, this is what happens when you go for quantity instead of quality. It's always quality over quantity. So let me tell you, the Neon, it didn't even have a sign. It didn't have letters on the sign. It was just a Neon Cowboy lit up. I don't know why there's a Neon Cowboy for a female strip club, but
what was this, Bills of Salisbury, Lexington?
It's rough. I didn't go. I've never been, but they always would go, and I was always so tired, even 10 years ago, from driving 5.5 hours down there, that I was like, nah, you guys go and have fun. And the next morning, everybody was hungover, and I was like, did you guys have fun at the Neon Cowboy? And I don't know why it was fun. You ever hear something, you don't know why it's funny, but then as soon as they say it, everybody starts to laugh. Because I was like, hey, Scott, how was the Neon Cowboy? He goes, I ordered chicken tenders. I wouldn't recommend it. And I don't know what he meant. It was so fucking funny. I guess we should see if the Neon Cowboy is still in service. Well, Looking Up Shit Podcast, episode 14.
Yay!
But I think while you're looking that up, I think Road Trip to Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale is in my near future. That's some good shit. They have the cream soda. You haven't had the cream soda one, have you?
I've had no such spiked cream soda.
It's you like regular cream soda, don't you?
Yep.
You need to make it a part of your life.
Especially when it's Doc Brown's. Great Scott.
Yeah. The coffee Bourbon Barrel Ale is good too. And while you're looking that up, I'm going to check out some of their other flavors because they've got a couple. And you can get them at Teeter. We don't have them yet at Food Lion, but
how far was Byron, Georgia from Macon?
Byron? I don't know.
Well, apparently, Yelp tells me it's closed.
Aw.
Or there's a Neon Cowboy in Valdosta, but that's
It's a bit
on the Florida border.
Yeah, that's a bit far away.
Or Neon Cowboy of Dallas, Texas.
It must be in Byron, wherever the hell that is.
Next to Macon, wherever the hell that is.
Well, that's it. That's fucking it. Does it have Google reviews?
The ones in Valdosta and Dallas have 5 and 4.5 stars.
No shit. I still don't want to go. It's in a gas station building.
Yeah, I think it was strange enough that there was the bar named Saeed's and Cornelius that's attached to a gas station. Like, I'm just really baffled as to a bar with a Middle Eastern name, but hey, man, gotta make that money somehow, bro.
Is this beer halal? All right, so Kentucky Bourbon Barrel has...
Now, oddly enough, it's kosher. What's going on here?
That's a big deal. The regular Bourbon Barrel Ale is what we're drinking. They have barley wine, Kentucky Bourbon Barrel barley wine, a stout, a honey barrel brown ale, an IPA, a Kolsch, an old-fashioned barreled ale. Ooh, I wonder if it tastes like an old-fashioned.
Been going through a lot of those in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very good.
I will tell you the story about last night's dinner after I get done with this. Peach barrel wheat ale, pumpkin barrel ale, bourbon barrel blackberry porter, vanilla barrel cream ale, which is what I was talking about, Mostest wheat ale, Kentucky white ale. That sounds racist. Race Day Session IPA, and then Kentucky Ale.
He got kicked out of DC.
So last night I ordered a specialty drink from Maggiano's. It was, I don't remember what it was called, but basically it was smoked bourbon, Cointreau, and amaretto. And that's it on the rocks. And
What's a Cointreau?
I think it's orange liqueur. Really, really good. And it was $12 for the drink, but I was like, special occasion, Emmy's dinner, and we'll get me a drink. This drink comes out.
You're making all the money. Live a little.
This much drink. It was like 2 shots.
They gave you a glass of whiteout for that price.
Yep. It was sad. It was delicious. Really, really good. But very sad. The big piece of ice they put, the big circle stuck out like that high, much higher than the actual drink. I didn't want to say anything. I'm not a complainer.
Seems like you need to come to the Vinyl Cabin Bar and Grill.
Or the Thirsty Beaver.
Still have never been.
I've never been either. I want to go.
Yeah, I was like, that is really funny how tenacious they were to remain upright to build the hotel behind them in a horseshoe pattern.
I think it's apartments, isn't it?
It's some cell block for hipsters, yes.
It's apartments. I think difference. Did I tell you? Did I finally know what the difference between a hotel and a motel is?
No.
So
hallways.
So for all you listeners
breezeways.
And for Esteban, the hotel. A hotel does not have access to the outside from your room. So for a hotel, you have to go inside the hotel and then get to your room from the inside, whereas a motel, you go in to your room from the outside.
That's funny because I've seen hotels advertised as such with said breezeways.
It's all lies. Don't believe everything you read.
Well, seeing as I didn't know this going into this, all bets are off. So what you're saying is that place in Myrtle Beach is a resort motel.
Well, it's Myrtle Beach.
17 floors of resort motel. Hey, I got some cool pictures because it was open air. Thank you.
You should go in. Not a hotel. You said you're a hotel. You're a phony. You're a big fat phony.
Easy there, Barney.
God, Jesus fucking Christ. Neon Cowboy, Rosemary's Baby, Pumpkin Beer, the whole shebang.
What you talking about?
I'm not Willis.
I'm not getting short with you.
Martin?
How in the Jiminy Glick does the fight ever start?
What do you think about exotic car manufacturers making SUVs?
Got to stay afloat somehow. It's stupid, but if this is how they can stay open, whatever.
Because
thing is, I'm not buying an exotic car. I'm not buying an exotic SUV.
Not with that attitude.
I have got no ground to get upset about it. I also saw yesterday, not exotic car, but Luxo barge maker Rowdy Audi is discontinuing the stick shift in the A4. Well, shit. I don't have an Audi. I probably am not going to have an Audi. I have no grounds to get upset about the demise of a stick shift in the A4. I'm surprised it's taken this long because I'm pretty sure they've already murdered the rest of their lineup anyway in that regard.
You can still get it in the Diet A4 from VW, can't you?
A bone stock Passat, yes.
With one roll-up window and
probably. Actually, a friend of mine just bought a Passat, and she was going to get a stick shift proper, but at too many miles, at too much money, she wound up getting a DSG instead. It's like,
what does the DHG stand for?
DSG?
DSG.
Direct Sequential Gearbox.
Oh.
Flappy paddle automatic.
Yeah.
Denial.
I've still never driven a paddle shift car.
I've not driven one in any capacity to attempt to make use of such a thing. I mean, because they all have drive mode, so at least it'll let you, scooter from point A to point B. and have some sense of impending doom once it hits 50,000 miles, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess I just hate it without ever having driven it because I'm just a 3-pedal guy. I mean,
If you think you hate it now, wait till you drive it.
I know it's faster around a track and such, but I don't go to the track. I want the driver involvement. I mean, that's why people like the AP1 S2K over
Don't
the
go
AP2.
to the track. Drive like a maniac on the interstate like an adult.
And do cocaine and hate your job. I'm out of beer.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What's next? You want to go Doppel or do you want to go? Let's finish with the Woot Stout.
Okay.
All right, because that was a Will Wheaton collaboration, or as Stewie says, Will Wheaton.
An H in that Will.
That's not as bad. That's not as bad as the.
If there's a Will, there's a way.
That's not as bad as the intrusive R in things. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to wash my car. No, you're not. You're not. There's no R in there. You're not. You're not. There's not. It's not a fucking
Easy there,
R.
Sam Kennerson.
Sam
It's funny, like
Kinison.
up in. Yeah, up around Boston, the R's get dropped. Up in Texas, the R's come back.
The R's come back at places they weren't. No, that's what happens. The R's get lost in Boston, and they reappear in Texas in places they're not supposed
Is
to
that
be.
what the movie Road Trip's about? Boston and Austin getting mixed up?
I would rather.
Unleash the Fury.
You know, it's expensive to go to Boston. Like, well, I looked at packages.
Yeah.
It's really, it's cheaper to go to Chicago. On to the Duck Rabbit.
And thing is, upon making it to Boston, Emily's going to starve.
Probably.
Lobster ravioli and clam chowder.
Lobster bisque. Lobster bisque is so fucking. Have you ever had lobster bisque?
Yeah. That was my first place where I had lobster ravioli. I went in March of 2001 and had a connector flight in Newark. Therefore, got to see the Twin Towers before shit went real 6 months later.
Yeah.
I don't remember I got a picture of it, but it was like blue sky, big gray cloud over New York, more blue sky out the window at the airport.
I laid
Your
over.
glass, sir.
I laid over in Newark also. On the
Don't better
way.
getting laid out because apparently that is a violent town.
Well, we didn't leave the airport. We were hungry, but they didn't have any food because Chris Christie ate it all. Steve's trying not to laugh while pouring his drinks. But we had to lay over there on the way back from Maryland.
I already bought the podcast tail. I'm not buying you a podcast rug. Yo, you're on your own.
We flew back from her grandmother's 80 or 90th birthday. Beep. Cheers.
Out of Maryland.
Yeah.
So you had to go north to go south.
Fuck yeah. Out of Thurgood Marshall Airport in Baltimore. Ooh. Fuck yeah. Steve, what are we drinking now?
The Duck-Rabbit Doppelbock. 8.5
Doppelbock.
alcohol by volume. Blah,
8.5?
blah, 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 blah. Yep.
Fuck, I didn't realize it was that high. That's brilliant.
Boogity, boogity, boogity,
Out of
boogity.
Farmville, North Carolina.
Yep. It is a town made entirely of a shitty Facebook game from 10 years ago. Not a lot else in the works. I remember passing by there, going to Greenville for my sister's graduation from East Carolina University back in late 2006.
Let's go drunks. I mean, what's the mascot? I think it's drunks.
Pirates. And yes.
Drunk pirate.
Yeah, I was like, it's not an HBCU, but the colors are purple and gold.
This thing has
whatever
horns.
works.
I didn't realize that.
So it's a duck, rabbit, goat.
Dung Rambit.
I'm gonna grill it. Bring me the duck,
That's the new
rabbit, goat.
turducken. It's the
Duck, rabbit, goat. All right. Oh, we got to give it a better name though. Duck rabbit.
Duck Rabbit Goat. The Rabdote.
The petting zoo.
This is hard.
Bring me the turducken petting zoo.
Fuck yes.
Wait, the turducken
Have you seen-
rabbit goat. 5-way.
Have you seen the Turdoctopus?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
For this year for Thanksgiving, we're having Cthulhu. I don't know what's going on here, but bring me it.
I know, I'm getting really horny for that right now. It's just really horny.
Oh, that's why the table's rising.
Oh, baby. Who's there? Looks like 6 more weeks of winter.
Knock on wood. What if the wood's the one knocking?
In Soviet
Ron
Russia,
Solsinger.
wood knocks you. Yakov Smirnov. God damn it, I have a hole in my new sock. Cheap shit. Look at that. I just bought a bunch of new socks, and now I have a hole. God,
Why
fuck
do
you,
you think
Target.
they sell you a lot of them at a time?
That's horse shit. Man, I was so happy to... If you're listening out there, please... We don't have a Patreon yet, but just donate socks to the CBG podcast. Now I'm sad. I need more booze. God damn it. What are you smiling at?
Things I cannot currently complain about because I wore flip-flops here. And because I'm a man in the modern era, I did not wear socks with said flip-flops.
Really?
I may be tasteless and crude, however, that's one line I shan't be crossing.
Well, the librarian at my high school did. His name was Mr. Boggs. Now I just remembered his name. He wore socks and
Wade?
sandals every day. I don't think so. He did
So
drink
you
like 100
say that
beers.
when in Germany back in 9 and 90, I did pick up a pair of Birkenstocks there. Eventually wore them to the point of destruction, and it was a lesson learned. I will never be hippie enough to properly rock Birkenstocks.
No.
Just overpriced, uncomfortable German garbage. I just didn't like them.
I have a newfound appreciation for the original Penguin. I have 2 shoes by them, and they are super comfortable.
Oh, you mean what's now the Taco joint in Plaza Midwood?
Oh, it's a taco joint now?
Yeah.
So what are you doing, like, in a couple hours after dinner? Eating more tacos?
Funny, because you're going to be asleep then.
Probably. Well, I don't have to work tomorrow, theoretically.
Neat.
Yes. Got a show at Southern Range Brewing in Monroe, home of one of my favorite beers, the Cookie Dough.
So, no, it's from Dream Chasers. They had a new brewery, or new can beer up and running. That's an IPA.
Yes.
Like an extra dry IPA.
A dry
IPA.
PA. They do, and I'm sad that they don't do music anymore, but we do need to make it out there one day, just for a trip, even though the old man across the street is still alive and still complains about things. When he's dead, music will commence, I hope. Maybe we can expedite that process.
No, I'm going to be more passive-aggressive to it. I've got 2 old stereos to get rid of. Someone's getting shipments of sound.
We should just, every day...
3 CDs at a time, fucker.
No, email him a card that plays music every fucking day. Brilliant.
Ooh.
And it plays Slayer the entire discography.
Dude, I wouldn't care. It's August. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Slayer's Christmas album. Season's Greetings in the Abyss.
Nice.
Yes. Why did we never think of that before?
We never had the opportunity. The band Bad Religion did do Christmas songs, and it takes old favorites and speeds them up, makes them pretty fantastic. It's 37 minutes of doesn't suck.
The Opie and Anthony show, when it was a thing, which I think now it's Jim Norton and...
I think it's Opie and Jim,
Okay.
and then the Anthony Cumia show is separate of that, and I heard the stories surrounding that, and basically, do not ever speak to prostitutes is a lesson to be gained from any of this. But that said, I've always enjoyed Jim Norton.
I've always enjoyed
That
prostitutes.
crass hole.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Jim Norton's crazy. I listened to him on JRE, and he's properly... He knows he's fucked up, and
Yep.
it's...
Yep.
I think that's a good thing.
Yep.
Like knowing you're fucked up in the head is an important thing. By the way, did you see all that horrible shit going on in Pennsylvania now?
No.
Catholic Church covering up over 1,000 molestations, different children. Let's not get into that. Everybody knows where we stand on organized religion.
Disorganize it.
Yeah, the sooner the better. Go FSM, and not a factory
And
service manual.
apparently, fuck the Netherlands because they've established that Pastafarianism is not a religion there. Fuck you, Holland, and your perfect everything else.
Yeah. Samir was telling me today, my former Yugoslav, current Bosnian employee, that women outnumber men in Iceland by quite a bit. And you can get...
If they all sing like Bjork, I'm not interested.
Do they come with a mute button? But he said they actually will like pay men to go over there who are desirable to breed and make more people. I don't think it's true. I haven't looked it up. He just told me today.
Hey, we got us a Viking friend that could totally go over there. How you feeling, Feely?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Reykjavik is beautiful.
Hey, he's already got the Top Gear truck.
He does have the
Boom! Perfect.
I was thinking about that
We'll
today.
miss you, buddy.
I was thinking about that today when they were driving over the ice and drinking, but they said technically it's sailing. He's right. It's technically sailing. And they got a lot of shit for that, for drunk. Like, guys, what are you going to hit? You're not going to hit any people.
Yeah.
If there's any fucking people at the North Pole, sorry, you get hit by a car at the North Pole, then it's your fucking time. It's your final destination, man.
My biggest concern about drinking and driving there is spilling, because it's alcohol, which is going to melt the ice. Therefore, you fall through. Therefore, your Hilux becomes a submarine,
And all the fish are drunk.
Therefore, it becomes a Lolux.
A low looks.
Best kink song? Maybe. Lo 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 lux da da la la.
Da-da-da-da. You really got drowned.
That's funny. And or the beer's working.
Ditto. Briefly thought about signing up for open mic stand up in the near future.
Okay.
But I pretty much ixnayed that idea out of my head because
That's my word. Anyway.
Nick's aid. You and I are funny in a way that is not stand up funny. We're improv funny.
We bounce off each other well.
Yeah, we could improv, but
so some other people may also agree with. Oh, hi, listeners.
Yes.
All 12 of you. Thanks, y'all.
but sitting and writing jokes, I don't think I could. I've never even tried it. Never even tried it. So I don't think I'd be very good at it. I can sit and write music all day, but sitting and writing jokes and about the time I would be heckled by somebody, I would fucking go ballistic. We've never been
Security.
We've never been heckled while playing music. Never been booed, never been heckled or anything. Not sure I'd take it a good way, and no, Toby wouldn't take it very good.
No.
So I don't think we would take it. We need more beer. I'm out. You're out.
Yep.
The Woot Stout. Steve is the designated pourer and all that. What time is it?
10 till. So time enough for this beer.
Fuck yeah. Well, hey man, as long as
I got a mosey in the next 20 or so. So this kind of pans out quite nicely.
if you hard exit at 6:10, that's perfect. You still have plenty. What time is dinner?
6:30.
Oh,
to
shit.
swing by house, pick up girl, go to house.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's gonna be one of those shotgun episodes.
Gesundheit.
Bless you. We're gonna have to get a bigger table. I got to get a new interface, and so I don't know who the first guest will be, but it's probably going to be Kirkman. He's been steadfast on that.
Lammering.
Kniesny's been pretty vocal about it because I think he wants to argue with me about the rotary engine since we went back and forth on text forever and ever and ever about it.
Cool. The other day, I was valeting with a kid whose first car was a 1980 RX-7. He was not a fan of it.
Really?
Because of it being a maintenance nightmare, but this is also a car twice as senior.
We had to agree to disagree because he was telling me it's lightweight, it can rev high, and I'm like, well, it consumes gas and oil, and it's not reliable. But we just had to agree to disagree. Woot Stout.
Damn, Wesley Crusher, what'd you do?
Stone Woot Stout is an ale brewed with pecans, wheat, and rye, 1/4 aged in bourbon barrels, 11.5. Let's drink the highest volume last. 11.5% alcohol by volume. And check this out, everybody. You read it. Your eyes are better than mine.
Ostensibly. After this week, I have my doubts. Drew Curtis / Will Wheaton / Greg Koch. Stone Farking Wheaton Woot Stout, a mind-blowing amalgamation of flavors. Front and center this year, 2018, is a result of Will's creative machinations, taking the art direction duties with world-renowned fantasy artist Joe Jusko, representing our gargoyles' triumph over the evils of the world of beer. 6 years into this amazing Woot Stout legacy, and I continue to be stunned and humbled by the response of our fans. Sure, it's an amazingly delicious specialty imperial stout, partially inspired by Kentucky Derby pie of Drew's home state. I presume Kentucky. And speaking of Drew, we asked him to lean into two of his strengths, drinking Woot Stout and chatting up a storm. So this year, he'll be emceeing our wildly nerd-nominated celebration of beer and geekery known as HopCon / Woot Stout release party held annually during San Diego's Comic-Con. The nerd lives in all of us. Celebrate it! Now's the golden age for our lovers of awesome things. We're here, we're vast, and we've got great taste. This beer is an ode to you, fellow nerd. Thanks, Greg Koch. Read all about it. Stonebrewing.com / Woot with 2 zeros stout.
Yes. Is there a Woot off in progress?
It's a yard sale, so make our crap your crap. I stopped doing that because they became more frequent. Like, no one's paying attention to this shit.
I loved it. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Adam was always baffled. Like, are you just going woot, woot?
That's
woot,
what
woot, 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 woot. It's like, no, go to woot.com. At least once a month they'll do that. So it was like, oh, here's random thing for sale. Oh, we sold out of it. Here's next random thing for sale. Oh, we sold out of it. That's how I acquired my monitor. I was like, and rather than going ultra wide, I should have got a 4K. Whatever. I have this stupid monitor.
Hey, we don't see in 4K anyway. I don't want to see something better than. I can't do that with my eyes.
What?
I had to regret I didn't go to Stone Brewing while I was in San Diego, but I don't think it's going anywhere. So
it's multiplying because now they're in Richmond.
I got chills.
Are they multiplying?
Yes. This is really fucking good.
The power of this beer supplying. What is it, Adam? Adam. Adam Jakob.
We should be an 80s cover band that plays new wave that instead of it's beer supply.
Ooh.
And we cover all their songs, but we integrate craft beer. The only song I know by Air Supply is Lost in Love. Is that it for you?
I'm all out of beer. I'm so lost without.
What are y'all having for dinner tonight?
Turf.
Gotcha.
If I leave that house hungry, something's gone horribly wrong.
Does that come with age? Because Emily's parents and grandparents are the same way. They overfeed. They have so much fucking food. Like, when you're 20, you have the bare minimum, like one breadstick from a handy snack, and like you smell a piece of bread, and like that's it. But now it's like a 7-course meal.
Here's stuff, and we'll have leftovers for at least another meal.
Yeah. Well, you've been to Maggiano's, haven't you? Mm-hmm. We both got the take home. We ordered the take home. Ziti was decent, but not as good as I remembered.
I always find myself having to clear up Ziti by using some Oxy. Clearasil.
Witch hazel?
Can I do that?
Yes. The lasagna was great. But the thing is, I like a lot of marinara sauce on my pasta.
You bet your ass, Garfield.
I didn't eat it like Garfield last night, but I still might go to the ABC store tonight and try to recreate the drink I had last night, except larger than a thimble.
Yeah, for, let's see, $12. Multiply it by 10. For $120, you could make 50 of them.
Yeah. I didn't complain. I don't complain at restaurant. I would not complain at a restaurant for. It would take a lot, I would say, because I know what those people go through.
You say that like just take the glass, have it in your hand, just like start looking at every bit of wait staff there. Like,
or when she sat it down. What? Oh,
dude. Like,
ooh.
at least put it in a shot glass. What the fuck?
I should have said, "Hey, I wanted the drink, not the shot," and then had sort of serious face. And then, yeah. Or either that, or just like when she puts it down, like,
yeah, that was good.
Yep.
Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, exactly. So I only got one drink, which is weird for me. So I came home and started more. It was a celebration.
Is that the one by South Park?
Yeah, food's good. Everything's always good. That's just the only complaint, and that's I wasn't going to complain.
Yeah,
that's
if I recall
stupid.
correctly, Kate's got a gift card there, so apparently, yes, we must go back.
It's good anywhere at, let's say, Maggiano's is owned by On the Border. Maggiano's, Chili's, and Macaroni Grill are all owned by the same entity.
2 Italian restaurants.
2 Italian, 2 Tex-Mex.
Chili's?
Chili's is Tex-Mex.
Well, On the Border's got much more than Mexican flair, and Chili's is better Applebee's.
Chili's is a much better. Chili's queso is good, and then their chips and salsa are really good because their chips are like super thin. Like if you fried a piece of corn paper, and they're just like you can eat a million of those chips and not be full. They're really good chips. I like those chips. But the food at On the Border, they home make their salsa every morning, so don't be hating on the chain restaurants all the time. So don't be super duper hipster if you can help it. I'm starting to get a little peckish.
If you never loved it now, you'll never love it again. You'll never break the chain restaurants.
Breaking the chains. Fuck it. What was that? God damn it.
Back on the chain. Gang.
Breaking the Chains was Wasp. I think it was Wasp.
That one doesn't ring a bell.
Another awful or a W hair metal band. Warrant, Wasp, Whitesnake. Do you know what Robert Plant called David Coverdale? David Cover version.
Oh, there he goes again.
That was
hey, Led Zeppelin never had that video though. Why do I get excited when I see an old Jaguar?
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you want to be the opposite of excited, look up what she looks like now. She looks more like John McCain than Tawny Katane. She's gross looking. Ugh. But you know what?
So you're saying the bachelor party's over?
Father Time and Mother Nature, both undefeated. We'll just You're not going to beat either one of those. Don't even try. I'm going to ride out this hurricane, or I'm going to get plastic surgery when I'm 90. Doesn't fucking matter. You're going to end up looking like the Crypt Keeper anyway. That's the thing about people who say tattoos. Like, what are you going to look like when you're 90? I'm going to be... A, I'm not going to live that long. And B, or two, as Steve would say, I'm going to be old and gross and wrinkly. Just like you. So it's not good. Who gives a shit what they look like at 80?
I'll have you know, that's never been my idea to count that strangely. That is from the first Home Alone.
That was
Buzz
that Pesci?
Said, it was like Big Brother, Big Cousin Buzz.
Oh.
A, 2, and D. That, like, oh, what could I say? That left a lasting impression.
Yeah, and that was from number 1.
Yeah. It's early in the movie when kid counts funny.
I need to re-watch. That's one of those movies that you know and you've seen a million times, but just haven't watched it in a while.
It still holds up because, except for the fact that, Pesci and Stern will be super dead several times over.
Did you see the Family Guy? It was like, now we now return to Home Alone with competent robbers. I was like, oh, you see the doorknob's glowing red. Don't touch it. It's probably hot. Yeah, that's fine. And then the kids at the time, you'll never get me. And he pulls a gun and shoots him in the fucking face. Movie over. But, by the way, did you listen to any of the podcasts with Macaulay Culkin?
No, I meant to, but...
I need to.
Rollins one caught that.
Was the second Rollins one good on Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Cool.
We're not all driving Mazda 6s. I also have that special.
And he only sleeps 4 hours a night. Like, fuck that.
I attempt to sleep 5 hours a day, and today I feel pretty good on that. Of course, that's following a few days sleeping 2 hours, and not quite all there, guys. Maybe that's why I wanted a podcast today instead of the rest of the week when, I'm dead. Sorry.
Well, other than that, Mrs. Kennedy, how was the parade?
Funny, I've been using that a lot. Actually, it was the Lincoln one.
The Lincoln, how was the
it's
play?
Like everything going horribly wrong at work.
Yes.
Yeah, so other than that, Mrs. Lincoln.
There's plenty. Yeah, there's
the play.
there's a lot of good ones like that. I was like, what? Let's create 2 more. So we got Lincoln and Kennedy, but pretty shitty things happen to them. So but it doesn't have to be president related. I guess it's preferable. Although I did get a lot of negative comments on the when they did the John Lennon glass at Saucer. Said, shouldn't the glass have a hole in the side of it?
What can I say? You already left them chapped, man.
Well, John Lennon wasn't really that great of a human being anyway, so I don't feel really bad. He kind of beat Yoko Ono, which I probably would too if I was married to her, but he still did it.
She did have the amazing skill to make Bjork sound good.
Yeah, that's true, because you've heard some of the screaming, and I'd rather slam my dick in a car door than hear a Yoko Ono album.
If they made Double Fantasy, I don't want any fantasy. Make that fantasy final.
Make that the Final Fantasy.
I played the fuck out of that Nintendo game. That said, going back to the original version of it is rough.
No, the Final Fantasy video game. You press enter and then you just shoot Yoko Ono and then she dies and the game's over with. It's
more like Yoko. Oh yeah.
It's an expensive game, but it's totally fucking worth the price. It takes up 0 room on your hard drive. This episode's going weird.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness. Yoko, oh no. Okay. I always write down the shit we talk about, and I didn't even get to the new wave or the guilty pleasures, but it's becoming close.
I got a feeling that pleasure's not so guilty as we're talking about celebrity murder.
Oh? Not well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I already know your celebrity murder crush would have been the guy from OMC, but he's already dead. Can you kill somebody that's already dead? Let's find out.
How absorbent is that grave with urine?
SpongeBob. Absorbent. Well, this has been a weird episode and a shotgun episode. Steve's got to go to dinner with in-laws and soon-to-be wife, and I've got nowhere to be, but I'm kind of hungry. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be at Southern Range Brewing tomorrow, and we're not releasing this probably till tomorrow, so joke's on you. You're probably not going to make it. I had a lot of good beers today. Hope you guys Actually, we had
Wait, tomorrow's date is 818 Detroit Avenue.
8. Ah,
Close enough.
yeah. Is this horseshoes? It's close enough. It's fucking counts. Well, thank you guys once again. Facebook.com/CBGPod. We will be back.
My development is arrested.
Yes, we will be back in a couple of weeks, probably with a guest, maybe with a guest. I don't know. Haven't gotten a new interface yet. So for CBGPod episode 14, I'm AJ.
I'm Steve.
Steve, I think we're done.
Threedles.
Laters.